Hello Internet, this video is part 4 of the rebuild of this Dana 18 transfer case off of this 1946 Willys CJ2A. Now this video is made possible by Kaiser Willys Auto Supply. Visit them at kaiserwillys.com and get 10% off your order at checkout by using my discount code SGARAGE upon checkout. Now this 10% off includes every item with the exception of tubs, tub kits, and tires. Now let's get into part 4 of the rebuild of this Dana 18. Okay, you can see I sprayed the shims on both sides, and they actually were more than I thought. They were stuck together so thin that there's more here. But there is one thick one and one medium one. The rest are very thin. And what I'm going to do next, I also sprayed up here and also here, the cap. So I'm just going to take this off. Okay, I'm installing now the speedometer gear onto the shaft, and just note how it looks. So the threads go all the way to one side, and then the other side, the threads don't start yet, and I don't know what you want to call that, a cone, or it's not really a cone, but you can see there's no threads here. And the correct orientation is that this part that has where the threads don't start, it goes to the inside. So the outside, the threads go all the way to the outside. So you just push that on like so. All I'm going to do now before I turn this over is put the cap in place and put the shorter bolt in place. So there's one short bolt, and it's actually this one right here. And as we position this on there, I got the shims ready to go. And I think I'll stick them on there like this. There we go. Okay, and the one bolt that I'm putting in, the shorter one, it goes right here. So all these other ones have longer channels. This one has a short one. And simply put it in place. Here it is right here. I don't need to put any sealant on that because it doesn't go all the way into the case. It's simply just there to hold it while you get the other things in place, as far as I know. Okay, it's a 9/16. And these are the longer holes, and they do go all the way through. Okay. So I decided to keep everything upside down. Makes it a little bit easier. It's very stable as I put the emergency brake on. And the first thing I'm going to do is the emergency brake cable. And it goes right here. And there's a castle nut here. And there's a hole through the bolt there. So it's not meant to be tight, like you can't move it. It has to move, rotate. So I'm just going to get it so where it's movable. And then cotter key would be probably the best. I don't have a cotter key right now. So I'm gonna use this wire. They've got plenty of this wire that I'll be using for the other nuts as well. Okay, it's time now to put the emergency brake, the back plate on. Okay, there's 4 bolts. One is a short one, and the other 3 are long. For the longer bolts, you do need to put ultra gray or some sort of sealant on them because they will go into oil eventually. Okay, so these are locking, not locking, but you don't want them to back out and there's holes in them. So I'm going to use this wire. I'll be looping these two together and these two together. Okay. Next thing we do is get this in place. So there's this device right here, the spring screw combination. There's a notch right there. And basically it fits in like so. So like that, so that the notch can rotate. So the notch is sandwiched between the two forks. And this just simply goes in place like so. There's a square stud, what else to call it. And then here, you have to pull back on this washer and spring, and then this goes in place there. Now it's time for the brake shoes. So for the brake shoes, double check the brake shoes. It's time now for the brake shoes. And basically, if you look at the brake shoes, you have a place where you have more metal, less shoe. And that's going to be sandwiched here and here. And then where you adjust the brakes, which are these little cog wheels here, that's where you have most of the shoe coming right to it. So basically, like so. And the next thing is to put the springs in place to hold these together. I'm going to use a clamp to make sure this doesn't slip down. Okay, there are two springs. One is shorter and one is longer. And the shorter spring, which is this one, there we go. Okay, it's time now to put on the brake drum and also the yoke. Now I purchased two yokes, one for each side. These are brand new from Kaiser Willys. So I'm just going to put the bolts on the back of the brake drum. Just go in like that, and the rim holds them so they can't turn. I can just position this right over the shoes. And I'm just going to push this in. There's a thick washer that goes in place. And then this castle nut goes on there. I'm going to have to suck that in pretty tightly. Okay, I think it's best I spin it around, but for the final yoke, I think I'm going to flip it upside down again. Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay, this is the final yoke. I put the felt in place. Hey, hope you got some value from this video. One thing I didn't show at the very end when I put the yokes on, I used this Permatex anaerobic gasket maker, a liberal amount, on the shaft as well as each of the yokes, and putting that on there and then tightening and torquing those nuts, those castle nuts to 65 foot-pounds, prevents oil from leaking through those yokes. So if you got any value from this video, please give me a like. It costs you nothing, but it's a great value to me. And as usual, have a great day.